In the wake of historical inequalities, a new dawn emerged for South Africa with the introduction of comprehensive social security by the new government. As a cornerstone of equality, social grants became pivotal policies, manifesting our commitment to uplift every child, every mother, every vulnerable citizen.
Social grant re thushitse too much, and mostly ke bona le go community nya rena bana ba bantsi ba leng gore ba hloka dijo anything ba khona go rely go yona.
Kusiza kakhulu izinto ebengiyidinga bengiyithola from khona umama bengasasebenzi vele, so iyo imali besiphila ngayo yabo.
Today, our children may falter and fall into conflict with the law, yet they are ushered but into the hands of social development support services.
I come from Springs originally in Joburg. I grew up there since I was a small child. I'm 19 years old and matriculated in Social Secure Care Center. In my family, I've got a smaller sister and 3 elder brothers, but not biological brothers, but they're brothers to me. So I've got a smaller sister also, which is my motivation for passing the matric. When I was young, I was around about 10 years old when I was taken away from my parents, put into a children's home, and then after 5 years I got into trouble, and then I got into the place called Social Secure Care Center. After being taken away, my sister is still in the children's home. My social worker, Mam Linke, she's helped me a lot with all my emotions and everything. Yes, we've had a rough time and everything, but if it wasn't for her, I wasn't gonna know my self-worth.
For 30 years now, we've nurtured not only the child in conflict with the law, but also the expectant child, who, despite life's hurdles, has now passed matric.
Ngithole ukuthi pregnant sengina 3 months. Then ngacela umama, then umama kept quiet, azangiphenduli, but the next day ngitshela ukuthi akunankinga ayikho into esingayenza, so ngiqhubeke nesikolo ngingayeki. So ngaqhubeka isikolo azangiyeke.
Ngimtshela ukuthi nje nyalo anemntwana afocus ukuthi akhulise umntwana wakhe aye phambili, ayeke abangani ngoba ngifuna akhulisele umntwana aye phambili, abangani abaseti lutho.
When pregnant, abangani bami like bebangijudge, beba supportive. Abo mem nabo beba supportive. That's what bebathi ngiyekele ngifunde ngize ngikwazi ukubhala because sengikumatric angeke ngisakhona ukuhlala. Yeah, esikolweni vele bebavuma ukuthi if sengizizwa ngathi angisi right ngiyakhomba ekhaya ngisi or mase ngibhala ama prelims bekunomuntu onkatayo like umzali ukuthi mangaphatheka then akwazi ukungisa eclinic.
I-social grant esiyitholayo yasinceda ngoba siyakhona nyana ukuthenga nyana insipho yokuthi bakhona ukuwasha nekugeza, sizamise lapha uthola usakunalutho, sishebe nyana kancane ngayo, iyasinceda kuya phambili. Ngeke akusinguyo bengeke siphumelele, sisiphumelela ngoya ngoba yasinceda.
Ngijabulile kakhulu njengoba ngicedile matric ngaphasa, ngoba akusiwo wonke umuntu obanayo matric, abanye baya give up. So nje akukho easy man ukuthola matric. Maningi ama challenges engiwafacile the time ngipreg ngapha matric, bekuyi stress ukuthi ngipreg ngizoyenza njani, ngistress ukuthi ngapha ama exam bengena ngiphume esibhedlela since ngipreg, sinini kumele I have to go and attend isib. Ngapha sometimes bengakhona ngesikolweni kumele ngiye kwa doctor for ama checkups. So but ke ngajitshela ukuthi ukuyeka is not a solution, uzokhula and then nokuyeka usodlani kumele ngimuphandele yena, sengifundele yena. Ngajitshela ukuthi angifundeli mina ngi1, ngifusesi2 kumele ngimfundele nomndeni wami ukuthi ube right. Umndeni wami bongiphethe kahle, nokukhula kwami ngikhule kahle esayidini emndenini wakababa, ngikhule kahle. Iba wangikhulisile ukuze ngize ngifike lana the way ngakhona, ngikhuliswe ubaba nogogo no aunt. Ama goals wami Bengifuna ukuba teacher or a office administrator. Yeah, to achieve my dreams wami. Message engizodlulisa kubo ukuthi noma ngaba bangafesa i-challenge njengale yami ukuthi bapheke esikoleni bangacabanga ukuyeka because it's not a solution or bangacabanga ukuzibulala. Impilo yaqhubeka, just accept the situation ukuthi okay kusona kumele ucabange nokucabanga ube nema-solution amaningi, but into engidlulisayo ukuthi ukuyeka isikolo akusi solution.
A revelation unfolds as we witness through the Department of Basic Education's report the thriving academic progress of our youth in quintile 1, 2, and 3.
We track also children to see how many of the learners were on social grants that wrote matric and how did they perform. And the results are amazing. More than 500,000 were social grant recipients, and they're doing extremely well.
As we continue to journey, let us honor the strides and hold steadfast to the vision of social development, a vision imbued in the hearts and hands of those dedicated to nurturing a society grounded in equality and opportunity.
I used to ngithola i-foster care man wish by singisizile ukuthi ngikhona ukufulfill ama-studies wami ukuze ngifikelele nala ngikhona.
I grew up in Guatsaiza, so when my mom is not like staying there anymore, she's in Ulundi. So that side they are supported by my grandfather's pension, and my aunts, they are also getting some child grants for my cousins. So that has really helped them to look after the family, to buy clothes for my cousin and stuff. So the social grants, they really go a long way into helping families that do not have much to provide for themselves. My plans for the future are, I aspire to be a medical doctor, and I have already applied at some university, and they have already given me provisional offers. So I think that's the path I'm going to follow. To the government, I can just say thank you for last year, 2023. They had made a lot of educational programs and interventions to help underperforming schools. So that is something that they should invest more in.
Well, I had a good upbringing, but then being an orphan comes with a lot of challenges. So it wasn't as nice as someone else with both parents would have experienced it. I lost my father when I was 4 years. I lost my mom when I was 8 years. And I was introduced to the foster care system when I was 12 years. And we struggled so much financially. But then fortunately, I had a grandmother who really went all out to ensure that me and my brother were well taken care of. So now that I am in the system, I'm very passionate working with foster children. And every file to me, it's personal because it reminds me of where I was. And I know that any little mistake, there's a child who's at risk. So I must give it my all.
For all of us, it's a big milestone. 30 years of democracy is not something that you can take lightly. If you consider where our country has been and where we are now, certainly there are still challenges, but we are very happy that our forebears and those that came before us, I mean, the first democratic president to the second and so forth, they've done their part. Those administrations have done their best to make sure that we're able to bridge the gap between the disparities that have been there, the historic disparities that were along racial lines, and today to make sure that we live in a better South Africa. Of course, we know that problems will always be there. We've got a growing nation. The population that we had back then to what we have now has compounded over time. We were all hit by the global pandemic of COVID, so that has dampened the economy throughout the globe. But we forge ahead. And the greatest lesson for us and for those who have led before us is that despite the trials and tribulations that were there, they forged ahead. And so there's no reason for us to feel fearful or for us to doubt or for us to complain, but it's to know that we are born of heroes and we can withstand anything that comes before us.
This has been a glimpse into the basket of services by the Department of Social Development, the basket that cradles the future of our nation.